Life in Cuba is a little different than we think. Each day seems like a repeat of the previous one, but with new difficulties. You wake up not knowing if there will be water, if there will be food, if there will be anything worth the effort of starting over. Uncertainty is not an exception, it's a habit. And the saddest thing is that we've become accustomed to it. Families live day to day, children grow up without big dreams, adults grow old without peace of mind. Cuba has become a routine without relief, where nothing improves and everything weighs on us. But the body continues, habit compels, and silence prevails. This story isn't a complaint, it's a relief. Walking through the streets of Cuba is seeing the weariness on people's faces. People don't walk in a hurry, they walk with resignation. The heat hits, the dust gets in your throat, and your backpacks are empty. You don't go shopping, you go scavenging. You look for where someone said there was something. Sometimes it's true, sometimes there's no more. But you still try, because giving up isn't an option, even if continuing doesn't seem like it either. The markets don't look like markets, they look like empty display cases. The little there is has prices that no one can afford on a normal salary. A carton of eggs costs a grandfather's retirement. And don't even mention cheese, oil, or meat. Everything becomes a luxury, and if it appears, it's only for a few days. Word spreads, people line up, and many leave with nothing. Frustration becomes part of the menu. The food here isn't balanced, it's whatever appears. Rice with bread, boiled sweet potato, an egg divided among 3 people. And if there's any meat, it's because someone sent it from outside. They eat at set times, save it for the child, and repeat the same thing for a whole week. Eating shouldn't be a constant worry, but here it is. Eating well is a dream, and eating poorly is the routine. And the worst part is, it's no longer surprising. The mothers give their all. They're the first to wake up and the last to go to sleep. They don't rest, they don't complain, but it shows. They carry the house, the pot, the children, the backpack, the empty stomach. They make up a snack for the child with 2 hard crackers, wash his uniform with borrowed soap. And when there's nothing, they give a kiss and a long hug, because at least that's always enough. Children are strong without knowing it. They go to school with broken shoes, hungry, without a backpack. Even so, they learn, they laugh, they run, but they also keep quiet. They already understand that here we don't ask, that here we are grateful for little, and we learn not to ask about what's missing. Childhood should be carefree, free, but here childhood also endures. The elderly bear the weight of a lifetime of sacrifice. They worked for decades and now live on a pension that isn't enough to eat for a week. Many sell bags, fruits, peanuts, whatever they can. They walk under the sun with a cane, in pain, not for today, but out of necessity. Those without family abroad are abandoned, and those who do survive on the help they receive. Here, old age is a punishment. Transportation is another daily struggle. Buses are either full or not at all. There's a lot of walking in the heat, in hunger, with bags in hand. Taking a private car is a luxury that many can't afford. And if it rains, everything becomes more complicated. It's not about getting there quickly, but about getting there somehow. Mobility in Cuba is a draining problem, and no one is solving it. The houses are old, broken, dangerous. Cracked walls, leaking roofs, stairs about to collapse, and entire families live there. 3 generations under one roof because there's nowhere else to go. The sad thing is that there's no hope for a solution. The fear of collapse is always present, but people still live there because there's no other option. Not even their homes are safe. Prices change all the time, but salaries don't. Every week something goes up. What cost 100 yesterday costs 250 today, and income remains stagnant. Inflation is part of the routine, like heat, and breathing becomes more difficult. You can't save, you can't plan, you can only endure. Those who have family abroad have a relief. Receiving a remittance means having a little more. Not luxury, not abundance, just a little more. Those who don't have anyone abroad survive as best they can. And that difference is evident at the table, in their clothing, on their faces. Inequality here isn't talked about, but it is seen and divided. Those who study, those who work, those who struggle, all end up tired. Because effort doesn't translate into a better quality of life. Studying doesn't guarantee you anything. A degree doesn't fill the refrigerator, and many end up abandoning everything for a dream of leaving the country. Here, merit doesn't count. What counts is luck or connections. Hospitals are scary. There are no gloves, no alcohol, no antibiotics. Family members have to bring everything. Sheets, towels, syringes, bandages. And if you don't have any, you wait or resign yourself. Doctors do what they can with the little they have, but that's not enough. And getting sick here is a serious risk. Basic medications are lacking. A blood pressure pill, an antibiotic, a painkiller, everything is scarce. People exchange medicines as if they were valuables, and often what they have is useless. Health is cared for as best they can, and if they can't, they pray. Here, getting sick is a luxury not everyone can afford, and getting well is a blessing. Hygiene is also intermittent. Sometimes there's no soap, other times there's no toothpaste or toilet paper. When the price is raised, it's absurd, and one has to decide between washing or eating. Trades are made, the last drops are stretched, and often one does without because even the most basic things here are unattainable, and no one seems to care. Family relationships also suffer. Arguments over food, money, and tiredness are constant. Loving becomes difficult when everything is lacking. Stress wears down even affection, and many distance themselves not from lack of love, but from lack of strength. Here, even love becomes burdensome, and many relationships end in silence because there's no energy even to argue. The day ends just as it began, with uncertainty. The light goes out, we take a deep breath, we count what's left, and we think about tomorrow, even if we don't know what it will bring. The body wants rest, but the mind doesn't turn off. Everything repeats itself, and that repetition takes its toll on us. But we still get up the next day because not doing so is not an option. Here, hope is stored like rice, just in case. It's not expressed, it doesn't get very loud, because having faith here seems naive. And yet, something inside keeps pushing. Even if we're tired, we keep going. Even if there's no light, we look for a match. Even if everything hurts, we still breathe. And that breath, though weak, still sustains us. This isn't a story of sadness, it's a story of resilience, of people who give everything without receiving almost nothing, of mothers, of grandparents, of children who every day carry the burden of a country that doesn't care for them. Living in Cuba is a daily exercise in endurance, but it shouldn't be this way. Existing shouldn't hurt so much. If the world knew the unfiltered truth, perhaps something would change. In the meantime, speaking it out is already a way of fighting. Thank you for coming this far. If this story moved you deeply, please share it. It's not just a narrative, it's a mirror for many. Because there are things that are kept silent out of fear, but also out of habit. And telling them, even if it hurts, makes us less alone. Because the truth spoken aloud is also hope.